Steam injector is an refrigeration system that uses an injector instead of the compressor to move the refrigerant. Now, utilizing the steam to achieve the cooling effect. This serves as its way of cooling the surface or cooling the product. Now, the system is often be driven by waste heat coming from a solar heat energy, or it coming from a boiler, or it can be heat coming from an internal combustion engine. So that makes it very practical and economical in for a certain applications. Now, uh, it is less efficient than the conventional vapor compression system. Now, injector systems can be a viable for options for applications where the waste heat and energy are already available in the site or in the project. Now we have the following components and operation. Now, if you will see in the single line diagram, we have the ejector. Now, so this serves as your thermal compressor. So it is consists of a nozzle and a suction chamber and a mixing chamber. Now, the high pressure steam, which is a primary fluid coming from your boiler or other source of heat, no? So it is being accelerated through the nozzle, and where your entrainment lowering the pressure refrigerant vapor, so that will be the secondary fluid coming from your flash chiller, and thus creating a pressure drop and a cooling effect on your flash chiller. Now, the boiler, or it can be a heat generator, it can be called a heat generator, so that is the primary source of the heat fluid. So it is often water at a high pressure and high temperature. Now, for the start of the our analysis, so let's try to consider, or let's try to, let's say, isolate my my injector. Now, inside the injector, if we will try to dissect the injector, so trying to zoom in and giving it a sectional view, we have this representation, no? So usually this is the common na makikita, no? Now, the we have here different part of partition. So for this nozzle and this part, and on this part nozzle and on this part, no? So this is what we call the subsonic. This will be our subsonic diffuser, our shock diffuser, our mixing chamber, where the vapor coming from your flash chiller, and we have here the nozzle coming, which is entering pala, sorry, where the steam or the motive pressure or the motive fluid is entering, no? And this is where our evaporative, or let's say the vapor coming from your flash chiller and the motive steam is mixing before entering to the shock diffuser and going to your subsonic diffuser. So I'm going to call this part as my point 1, and this part will be my, after the nozzle, that will be my point 2, and this part, it will be my point 3. So I'm going to call this one as my 3A, since we have 3 points, and we have here a constant area from 3A going to 3B. So the area at point 3A is the same as your point 3B. Then lastly, we have your point 4, which is the diffuser. Now the motive fluid or the steam coming from my boiler enters the injector through a nozzle, where usually from a high pressure steam, it is decrease the pressure to point 2, and those pressure, let's say the enthalpy is being converted into a high velocity steam. Then from 2, it will be coming out where your mixing chamber and your suction vapor coming from your plus chiller mixing takes place. Now at 3A, at the constant area, the mix uh, steam and vapor enters at a constant area where a shock diffuser takes place, where the velocity of the steam, or let's say the mixture, increases the velocity, and at point 4, going out to point 4, the mixture decreases its velocity, where the velocity is being converted into enthalpy. Now, if you will try to interpret yung pressure distribution inside the injector, no? So let's try to plot that one in order for us to understand what is happening inside. So this is I have here a pressure and the distance which is corresponding doon sa haba ng injector to understand the pressure distribution inside. Now, we have let's say this one starting here. So for my point 1, starting my pressure, so this is a high pressure part, point na ito. So this will be my high pressure, so that will be my point 1, no, entering to the injector. So we have decreasing pressure from point 1 to point 2. So this will be decreased papunta dito sa ating point 2, where the mixture, or after the we'll call this going to the mixing chamber, where the suction pressure, suction vapor, or let's say the vapor coming from your chiller mix in. Tapos then next we have your uh, mixing, no? So the vapor which is coming from your flash will be mixing, so magmi-mix na yan sila. So when you push here a high pressure, and we have a suction vapor coming here, so eventually eventually the water in your flash chiller will evaporate. Now after the mixing, we have here a constant pressure from going from 2 to 3A, constant pressure from 2 to 3A, then coming from 3A going to 3B will having an increase in pressure, so that will be slightly lang. That will be slightly from 3A going to 3B. So there will be a slight increase in pressure. So as you enter on the shock chamber or shock diffuser, so that will be not equal to the pressure entering from your motive pressure. So will be an slight increase in pressure, then maintaining a constant pressure going or diffusing from 3B. So as you leave, or as you travel from 3A to 3B, there will be a constant pressure. So there is a slight increase and then constant pressure traveling from 3A to 3B. And then lastly, we have a pressure increase as you leave from 3B going to 4. But it will not be as the same pressure entering, which is the high. So let me try to adjust this one. So it's supposed to be a high pressure. So the difference from here to here, there will be a great difference. So mas mataas siya usually comparing to 4 and 2.1. Now, yung we call this the high velocity. So we have here the high velocity o yung tinatawag natin na supersonic. So this is taking place at this point. So starting from here. So pagpasok mo dito sa shock diffuser, there is an abrupt high velocity or eventually the mass or the velocity of the mixture reach the supersonic. Now I have put down here the TS diagram uh, to interpret the process, what is happening inside the injector. Now we have here the high temperature with your corresponding pressure. So this will be from uh, from the boiler or usually heat addition. Now the pace changes from saturated liquid to saturated vapor. So that is what is happening inside our boiler. Now we have here a saturated vapor at point 1. So this is my point 1. Then for my uh, vapor coming from my flash chill, uh, so that will be starting at a low temperature. So going to this point. Now the process 1 to 2. So ideally, that is a nozzle. So there will be the process is isentropic expansion or constant, or that will be a constant entropy. So I will be drawing here a dotted line to represent a constant entropy. So I'm gonna name this point as my 2 prime. Now the mixing takes place at point 2. So that will be the quality of the mixture will increase na to 0.38. Now this will be my 0.3A. Okay. Now I would like to uh, explain here that there is what we call nozzle efficiency. No, so it means that uh, the nozzle has an efficiency in actual. So based on the experimentation, so doon na galing yung efficiency niya. So if there is given an efficiency of the nozzle, so eventually that corresponds to deviation of the entropy. So it means that the entropy from point 1 to point 2 will will change. No? It will not be constant. So you notice here we have the deviation, there is a curvature. So that represents uh, the efficiency o yung pagbabago ng we call this pagbabago ng entropy from point 1 to point 2, so it will not be constant. So since meron tayong tinatawag na efficiency, so it will not be isentropic process, but it deviates yung value ng entropy natin. Now, from 3A, we go to 3B. So you will notice 3B, 3A, so there is an slightly increase in pressure. And so that will be dito siya. That will be my point 3D. And the process of the line papunta doon. No? So there is an slightly increase in pressure. So from pressure O, so you have an increase in pressure to 3B. Then from 3B, so that is what happening is that the kinetic energy from 3B is being converted to enthalpy. So this will be have a super, at this stage we have a superheated mixture of vapor. So it can be an isentropic expansion. So when you say isentropic, so that will be constant in entropy. So with your 4 prime, that is isentropic expansion. So let me redraw that one line. So it must be a straight line coming right towards papunta dito. Since it is an isentropic expansion, which is 4 prime. Now, since nozzle has an efficiency, so it varies. So it varies that our isentropic can be predicted papunta with a curvature papunta dito. So that will be my point 4. And this is my pressure 4. So this line. Now let's try to isolate the nozzle, yung part na ito, no? Okay, we have here your nozzle. So I'm gonna name this one. So that will be have here the pressure. Oh, sorry. This will be my point 1. So we have here your internal energy 1, potential energy 1, kinetic energy 1, and we have your workflow 1. So that will be yung pumapasok at point 1. And leaving, we have internal energy 2, potential energy 2, kinetic energy 2, and also the workflow 2. So that will be ideally leaving the system for my point 2, and we have your work and you have your Q, which is eventually is 0. No? Now applying steady flow energy equation, energy in, and we have your energy out. So you have your energy 1 plus your potential energy 1 plus your kinetic energy 1 plus your workflow 1 plus your work equate to internal energy 2 plus your potential energy 2 plus your kinetic energy 2 plus your workflow 2 plus your Q. So, yung ano mo will be zero out since uh, that will be value is zero isentropically, leaving the system will be zero. So work is zero, so we don't have mechanical work supplying the nozzle, so it will be zero out, and your end heat will be zero out, so isentropically we have no heat being absorbed of the nozzle, no? So what is left is that the value of my use of 1 plus PE1 plus my KE1 plus my workflow 1, which is equal to your thermal energy 2 plus your potential energy 2 plus your kinetic energy 2 plus my workflow 2. And then combine natin, that will be uh, change in internal energy plus change in potential energy plus change in kinetic energy plus change in your workflow, which is equal to 0. Remembering that we have your change in enthalpy, so that is equal to the change in that will be change in internal energy plus your change in workflow. Now, I can rewrite my equation as change in kinetic energy plus the change in enthalpy, which is equal to 0. And I can expand this equation as my 1/2 mass flow rate. So that would be velocity 2 squared minus my velocity 1 squared plus the mass flow rate times enthalpy 2 minus my enthalpy 1, which is equal to 0. So, transposing, we have lipat sa kabila, velocity 2 squared minus my velocity 1 squared. So, that will be negative mass flow rate, enthalpy 2 minus enthalpy 1. Or then, we can cancel the mass flow rate dito. And we can rewrite now the equation as that will be velocity 2 squared minus the velocity 1 squared. So this is all over 2, which is equal to, that will be enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2. Or we can say that will be velocity 2 squared minus velocity 1 squared. It will be 2 times my enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2. Now, assuming that our velocity 1 is 0, now we can rewrite our equation as your velocity 2 is equal to the square root, will be 2 times your enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2. If there is a nozzle efficiency, the equation of the nozzle efficiency is given by the change in kinetic energy, or let's say the kinetic energy at point 2. So that will be yung, for your actual, that will be divided by your kinetic energy at 2 for isentropic process. Or we can rewrite or express natin ito as my enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2 divided by my enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2 prime isentropic. Now transferring this one, we have your nozzle efficiency times my enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2 prime. So this is equal to enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2, which is equal dito. Now we can rewrite this velocity now as my square root. That will be 2 times the change in enthalpy, enthalpy 1 and 2, which is equal to dito. So that will be the efficiency of the nozzle times my enthalpy 1 minus my enthalpy 2 prime. Now, making an energy, not energy, mass balance, isolating yung part na ito ng injector. We have mass in, you have your mass out. So mass entering, we have the mass flow rate 1, and we have here the mass flow rate O, and leaving, that will be the mass flow rate 3 after the mixing. So entering, we have the mass flow rate 1 plus the mass flow rate O is equal to the mass flow rate 3, or it can be mass flow rate 3A, or it can be 3. No. Then, for momentum balance, that will be mass flow rate 3 equals to the velocity 3A is equal to the sum of the momentum of entering. So the mass flow rate, okay, the mass flow rate 1, velocity, sorry, that will be 1, or sorry, that will be 2. This will be 2. Velocity 2 plus that will be mass flow rate O, velocity O. So since our velocity O, we assume 0, now we have the momentum velocity is equal now to the mass flow rate 3, velocity 3A is equal to the mass flow rate 1, velocity 2. So this is 0 out, where your mass flow rate 1 is equal to mass flow rate 1 plus mass flow rate O. Then this is multiplied by the velocity 3A, which is equal to the mass flow rate 1, velocity 2. Or we can say that it will be as the mass flow rate 3, velocity 3A, mass flow rate 1, velocity 2. Now, let's try to consider an energy balance naman on this system. So we have your energy in, you have your energy out. So what is entering here, we have the mass flow rate 1 times my enthalpy 1 plus the mass flow rate O, enthalpy O, which is equal to the energy, that be energy leaving the nozzle. So let me write this one. That will be energy leaving the nozzle. So yung part na yon, no? Now, when you take an energy balance dito sa nozzle, no? So it is the same, parang katulad din nito, no? So uh, the energy change there is equal to the change in kinetic energy, that will be plus the change in enthalpy, so that will be equal to 0, and that will be the energy change na meron tayo leaving the nozzle. Now, since meron tayo leaving the nozzle, so that will be kinetic energy 3 plus my enthalpy 3A. So this is one will be also 3A, which is equal now to 0, and it is also equal to the leaving energy sa nozzle natin. And we can express natin ito siya as my 1/2 mass flow rate, no? Mass flow rate 3, velocity 3A squared, so that will be mass flow rate, and plus my mass flow rate 3, enthalpy 3A. Okay, so that will be the leaving energy. Now, we can substitute na natin itong value na ito dito sa energy balance natin. So I can rewrite as mass flow rate 1, enthalpy 1 plus the mass flow rate O, enthalpy O, which is equal now to the value nito. So that will be 1/2 mass flow rate 3, velocity 3A squared plus the mass flow rate 3, enthalpy 3A. And we can rewrite this equation as my mass flow rate 1, enthalpy 1 plus mass flow rate O, enthalpy O. And we can factor, which is yung common dito, which is your mass flow rate 3. So that will be multiplied as your velocity 3A, and that is squared divided by 2 plus enthalpy 3A. Now, I would like to add, if there is an entrainment efficiency, so yung nozzle na part na ito, no? So we have your equation for that one. So we have the nozzle in entrainment efficiency, so that will be equal the kinetic energy 3 divided by the kinetic energy 2. Or we can expand natin yung equation as yung value ng kinetic energy 3, so that will be the mass flow rate 3, so that will be the times my velocity 3, 3A, that will be squared, and this is divided by 2, that will be all over the mass flow rate 1, no? Times my velocity 2, this is square, and this is all over by 2. So cancel out yung common here. So we have cancel yung 2, this 1, and we can rewrite the equation as your nozzle efficiency times my mass flow rate 1, velocity 2 squared, which is equal to the mass flow rate 3, and that would be velocity 3a and square. And we can expand yung value ng mass flow rate 3. So we have nozzle efficiency, mass flow rate 1, velocity 2 squared, where yung value ng mass flow rate 3, so coming from the mass balance previously, we have the mass flow rate 1 plus the mass flow rate O. So that will be multiplied to your velocity 3a, and this is square. Now let's go to the shock diffuser, where your shock diffuser, so that will be yung part na ito, no? 3b, from 3a to 3b. Now, the velocity at point 3a, so that will be a supersonic, and the area from 3a to 3b will remain as constant. So the value of that one is the same, starting from 3a to 3b for the area. Now, we apply the continuity equation. So that will be the mass flow rate in. We have your mass flow rate out, and this is equal to the mass flow rate 3. Now, the equation for your mass flow rate, so that will be equal to the density at 3a times my area and multiply by the velocity 3a, and this is equal to the density, no? Density at 3b, area, velocity 3b. From here, now we can cancel since yung area, no? Ang area natin starting from 3a to 3b are equal, or we can express our equation as y. That will be my area, velocity 3a. This is all over my specific volume. That will be my specific volume at 3a, which is equal to my area, velocity 3a, and this will be specific volume at 3b. Sorry, this is 3b. Change this one, so velocity 3b. Where your this symbol so represent as your specific volume. Now, applying a steady flow energy equation on the shock chamber from 3a to 3b, we have your energy in, entering, and also leaving. No? So we have entering, that will be enthalpy 3a, plus your kinetic energy 3a, plus your workflow 3a, plus your potential energy 3a, which is equal now to internal energy 3b, plus your kinetic energy 3a, plus your workflow 3a, plus lastly we have your potential energy 3b. So this is, sorry, let me change this one. This is 3b and 3b, where the value of your all this potential energy, so that will be cancelled out, it will be 0. So what is left is we have your internal energy 3a plus your kinetic energy 3a plus my workflow 3a, which is equal to internal energy 3b plus your kinetic energy 3b plus my workflow 3b, knowingly that our change in internal energy plus my change in workflow is equal to your change in enthalpy. Or we can say that it will be internal energy plus my workflow and my enthalpy. So I can express this as my kinetic energy 3A plus my enthalpy 3A, which is equal to kinetic energy 3B plus your enthalpy 3B. Now, expanding this one in terms of the values of each equation, we have the mass flow rate 3, that will be 2 times the velocity 3A, that will be squared, plus the mass flow rate 3 times my enthalpy 3A, which is equal to the mass flow rate 3 times the velocity 3B squared divided by 2 plus the mass flow rate 3 times my enthalpy 3B. So we can cancel here the common, yung mass flow rate. So this one, and this one. And we can rewrite the equation natin as the velocity 3A, that will be squared divided by 2 plus my enthalpy 3A, and this is equal to velocity 3B squared divided by 2 plus the enthalpy 3B. Now for the momentum equation at the shaft diffuser, we have the equation for summation of forces, that will be the mass times the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. And knowingly that our pressure is equal to the force over your area, or we can say that our force is equal to the pressure times my area. Now substituting that one here, so your force, so that will be the change in pressure. So we have the summation, we're going to substitute it by the change in pressure times my area, since we have a change in pressure at the point 1 to point 2, and we have a constant area from point 3A to 3B, no? So, ang nagbago lang that we have a change is the pressure entering at 3A and the pressure leaving at 3B. And this is equal to the value that the mass flow rate momentum equation, that would be the mass flow rate 3 times the velocity 3A minus my velocity 3B. And we can express the change in pressure into the pressure 3B minus pressure 3A. Then this is multiplied by the constant area, and we have your mass flow rate 3 times the change in velocity 3A, velocity 3B. Finally, this can be rewritten as pressure 3B, pressure 3A. That will be the mass flow rate 3 times the velocity 3A minus the velocity 3B divided by the constant, which is your area. Next, let's dive in to the diffuser now. So we have here the diffuser. So at 3B, we have enthalpy 3B entering, and we have also the mass flow rate here of mass flow rate 3, which is leaving the shock chamber, and enthalpy leaving at enthalpy 4 at the end of the diffuser. Now, after a 3B, the velocity will become now subsonic, and the kinetic energy at 3B will be converted into an enthalpy in the subsonic diffuser. Now, if the diffuser efficiency is given, now we can express uh, the efficiency as the kinetic energy entering, that will be at point 3b, and the kinetic energy leaving at point 4. We have the equation of the diffuser, that will be enthalpy 4 prime, so this is the isentropic one, minus my enthalpy 3b, divided by your actual enthalpy 4 minus my enthalpy 3a, or we can express natin yung diffuser efficiency as your enthalpy 4 prime, enthalpy 3b. So since this one can be equated as the uh, kinetic energy, so coming from our previous equation relationship, where your call this the kinetic energy, no? So this is equal to your this one, so it can be expressed your enthalpy equate to internal energy, kinetic energy, so that will be velocity, so that will be velocity 3b, that will be squared divided by 2. Since the velocity change from 4 to 3b, that will be velocity at 3b squared, and that will be expressed as the value of the change in enthalpy from 4 to 3a. Now let's try to isolate on the chiller cycle inside to determine the cycle, the energy balance, and to get the mass flow rate circulating on the system. Now we have here energy in and you have your energy out, so energy balance. Now, so what is entering to the flash chiller? So let's try to isolate the flash chiller chamber, no? So yan. Okay. So that will be what is entering and leaving to the system. So what is entering, we have the mass flow rate 1. And mass flow rate 11. And that is multiplied by the properties of point 11. So that will be multiplied by the enthalpy 11. And then pumapasok pa, we have here the point 10. So that will be the mass flow rate 10 times the enthalpy 10. And this is equal to, so yun lang naman ang pumapasok. We have 2, that is 11 and 10. And the one is leaving is we have the mass flow rate of your vapor, MO, then multiply it with the enthalpy O, then plus this one, the circulating water going to the load, that will be the mass flow rate 7 times my enthalpy 7. Now, where my the mass flow rate 11 is equal to your mass flow rate 7, since pumapasok dito and leaving is the same, so it will be equal. And then also we have the relationship that our mass flow rate O is equal to the mass flow rate 10. So that means that every time that the vapor, or let's say the evaporation of the liquid in the flash chiller, we have the corresponding makeup water to compensate the evaporation of the the water. So that's why mass flow rate O is equal to the mass flow rate 10. So to compensate the loss of water inside your flash chiller. Knowing that, we can rewrite our equation. From here, we have now your mass flow rate 11 times my enthalpy 11. plus the value of your M10. So that will be mass flow rate. Oh wait, we can combine. So let's try to combine this one there already, no? So mass flow rate 11, which is equal to your mass flow rate 7. So transfer that one. Mas mabilis na lang. We have the mass flow rate 7 times my enthalpy 7. And this is equal now to your mass flow rate O, enthalpy O. So minus yung value ng, it will be the mass flow rate 10, no? So since they are equal, that will be multiplied by enthalpy 10. Now, let's try to, since yung ito are equal, so I can factor that one. So that will be mass flow rate 11, that will be multiplied by enthalpy 11 minus my enthalpy 7. And this is equal now to the mass flow rate O, factor that one, enthalpy O minus my enthalpy 10. Now, the load, our Q load, so that is equal to the load natin, that will be Q of your load. So this is definitely equal to the mass flow rate ng load mo. So mostly naman, which is flowing here is mostly water, so we cannot freeze that one. So since it is water, so we cannot go PO mababa sa freezing point, no, or on the freezing point. So that will be equal to the specific heat of your H2O. Then we have the change in temperature. Or this can be expressed also your mass flow rate of your load, that will be multiplied by enthalpy of your water out minus my enthalpy of your water in. Now, if we have, considering that we have the load that is nakakarga sa ating cooling load, example, we have here the temperature in and you have your temperature out. So that will be the Q ng load natin. Now, Q ng load, that will be equate, no? Q ng load, so that will be equate to the Q ng evaporator mo. Or it can be as the Q equal to the Q ng heat exchanger. Usually, this is already an heat exchanger yung part na yan. So that will be definitely an heat exchangers to exchange the heat. So we can write ang Q ng evaporator mo, or that will be the Q ng load. So this can be equate to the mass flow rate of 7, which is flowing here. And that is equal to the mass flow rate of 8, 9, and 10, 9 and 11. That will be multiplied by the change in enthalpy starting from the point 11 to point 7. No? So mass flow rate 7. So let's write this one, that our mass flow rate 7 is equal to the mass flow rate 8. And this is also equal to mass flow rate 9. And then mass flow rate 11. Now, the strategy to solve this problem, so basically we need to determine now, initially we need to determine what will be the load, starting with the load. Then after that, so what will be the maintaining temperature of your fast chiller, and also the temperature you are required in your load. So from there, we may able to determine what will be the mass flow rate of your flowing water in your flash chiller, or let's say that is circulating to the loop of your chiller. So after that, we have already get yung mass flow rate 7. So yung other mass flow rate there, and also yung which is supplying the makeup water, and also yung vapor, we may able to get that one already. So after that, we can use that one also to get yung values of other properties on your ejector.